Have you ever wondered why a wristwatch can be so expensive that it can even make a prince blush, or that a private yacht can cost more than some country's GDP? Don't miss a second of our tantalizing list, jam-packed with fascinating details and colossal price tags that will leave you gasping for breath, because today I am going to reveal the 10 most expensive things in the world. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? So let's dive straight into the video. Number 10. Graf Diamonds Hallucination Watch, $55 million. Listen up, folks. We've got the scoop on Lawrence Graf and his luxurious creations made from rare gemstones. And let me tell you, one of his pieces is making waves. The Graf Diamonds Hallucination Watch. This watch is not for the faint of heart, starting at a whopping $55 million. But don't judge a book by its cover. This watch is a stunner. Take a closer look, and you'll see an explosion of vibrant colors thanks to the extraordinary collection of diamonds. And we're not talking about your average run-of-the-mill diamonds. This watch features 110-carat diamonds in all shapes and hues imaginable. Now, that's what you call a piece of bling with some serious attitude. Number 9. 1963. Ferrari 250 GTO, $70 million. Have you ever heard of the Ferrari 250 GTO? It's one of the flashiest, most expensive cars today. To give you an idea, this sleek vehicle was built way back in 1963 and was sold privately for a whopping $70 million in June of 2018. You read that right, $70 million. The Ferrari 250 GTO was the brainchild of two Italian designers, Giotto Bizzarini and Sergio Scaglietti. It was built to participate in Group 3 GT racing, a seriously competitive field. This baby was made to outperform some impressive competitors, including Aston Martin's DP214, Shelby's Cobra, and Jaguar's E-Type. Not only is the Ferrari 250 GTO an impressive racing car, but it's also one of the most stylish vehicles out there. With its sleek, aerodynamic shape and classic Ferrari red coloring, it can turn heads wherever it goes. But let's be real, with a price tag like that, this car is definitely geared toward a very specific demographic. Number 8. L'Homme au Doigt, $141.3 million. You know how sometimes things are really special and unique? Well, that's the case with this sculpture called The Man with the Finger by Giacometti. It's rare and valuable because it's not just any old sculpture. It's important in the art world. The Man with the Finger sculpture is worth an insane $141.3 million. To be exact, created in 1947, The Man with the Finger is a prime example of Giacometti's unique style. Standing at over life size, this bronze sculpture is slender and elongated, a trademark of Giacometti's approach to the human form. The figure is thin to the point of being almost skeletal, with rough, textured surfaces. One arm is stretched out with the finger pointing forward. This gesture has been a subject of much interpretation. Some see it as a symbol of accusation, others as a direction towards the future, or an existential search for meaning. Number 7. The Card Players, $250 million. Let's talk about some French art history. There's this famous French dude named Paul Cézanne who created something called the Card Players. Here's the kicker. He only made these paintings in the final years before he kicked the bucket. But here's what I want to know. How much are they worth? Fun fact alert. One of these 5 masterpieces was sold to the royal family of Qatar back in 2011 for a whopping $250 million clams, making it the most expensive oil painting on the planet. That's some serious dough. Now, let's dive into the paintings themselves. These paintings focus on French peasants who are chilling and playing card games. They're also smoking cigarettes and pipes like it's nobody's business. You won't find any cheesy drama or storytelling here, just a straightforward, raw look at some cool card games. What makes these portraits so unique is that they're totally out of the box in terms of how they portray the card players. Nobody's got any crazy expressions or backstories. They're all just staring down at the cards and signaling that the game is still very much in progress. Number 6. Boeing Business Jet, $300 million. Can you believe the insane amount of cash some people will spend on just one flight? I am talking a whopping $50,000 plus here. And what's all this fuss about? Well, it's the Dream Jet BBJ 787, my friend. but this bird is pretty much out of reach unless you've struck it rich somewhere. The Dream Jet, BBJ 787, is part of the well-known Boeing Business Jet series top-of-the-line private planes exclusive to private entities, fancy government officials, and bigwig executives. The first BBJ 737-700 was unveiled in July of '89, and it took its maiden flight only a few months later in November. Talk about being fashionably late. And here's where things get tricky. You must empty your pockets to bring your dream jet, BBJ 787. Get this, they're priced at a whopping $300 million each. That makes them the world's most expensive private planes ever made. And yes, you heard that right, $300 million. These can hold anywhere from 20 to 50 people and are equipped with all the luxuries you could possibly imagine. Think private bedrooms, fully stocked bathrooms, dining areas fit for a king, kick-ass fitness centers, conference rooms for boardroom-level meetings, and cozy living rooms where you can lounge and relax. These planes can go for up to a freaking 20 hours without needing to touch down. Boeing has already shipped out a whopping 190 bad boys, with 188 currently up and running worldwide. Notably, they're being used by some pretty heavyweight players like the governments of India, the US, Poland, Mexico, Colombia, and other bigwig countries that know what's up. Number 5. Villa Leopolda, $410 million. Have you ever wondered just how much it would cost to live in a villa where the furniture alone costs a whopping $20 million? Let me introduce you to the one and only Villa Leopolda, an extravagant estate located in Villefranche-sur-Mer within the French Riviera. This stunning 18-acre residential property is historically significant, owned by notable figures such as Isaac Dorothy J. Killam, Gianni and his wife, and a Brazilian monegasque billionaire Lily Safra. The story of Villa Leopolda started almost a century ago, back in 1929, when popular American architect Ogden Codman Jr. was hired to design and construct this villa. The name Leopolda comes from the villa's initial owner, King Leopold II of Belgium. But that's not all that makes this villa so special. Villa Leopolda is one of the most expensive residential properties in the world, due to its rich history and grandeur. In fact, it's been featured in popular movies such as The Red Shoes, 1948, and To Catch a Thief, 1955. Number 4. Salvatore Mundy painting, $450 million. The Salvatore Mundy painting is one of the most significant masterpieces in art. It is renowned for its spiritual and artistic value, recognized by scholars, historians, and art enthusiasts for centuries. The painting depicts Jesus Christ as the savior of the world, hence its name Salvatore Mundi, savior of the world. The painting was believed to have been created by Leonardo da Vinci in the early 1500s. For a long time, its whereabouts were unknown until it resurfaced in 2005 and was bought by a consortium of art dealers for less than $10,000. It was then restored and authenticated as a Da Vinci painting, and in 2011 it was exhibited at the National Gallery in London, where it attracted a massive crowd. In 2013, the Salvatore Mundi painting was bought by Russian billionaire Dmitry Rybolovlev for a record-breaking sum of $127.5 million. The painting was acquired through a private sale, which made it one of the most expensive artworks ever sold. However, Rybolovlev's ownership of the painting has been fraught with controversy. In 2018, Rybolovlev was charged with corruption in Monaco and alleged to have used artworks to hide his assets. Several paintings, including the Salvatore Mundi, were seized by the authorities as part of the investigation. Rybolovlev denied any wrongdoing and claimed he had acquired the painting for his art collection. Currently, the whereabouts of the Salvatore Mundi painting are unknown, and it's unclear who holds the ownership rights. Reports suggests that the painting may have been sold to Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, for around $450 million in 2017. However, this has not been confirmed, and who owns this priceless work of art remains a mystery. Number 3. B-2 Spirit, $997 million. The B-2 Spirit, also known as the stealth bomber, is one of the most expensive aircraft in the world, and it's owned by the United States military. This beast of a plane isn't just expensive, it's also incredibly powerful. The B-2 Spirit is a strategic bomber that can release conventional or thermonuclear bombs that weigh over 1,000 kilograms. That's enough power to level entire cities. But let's talk about this price tag for a minute. The total cost for developing, engineering, and testing the B-2 Spirit is estimated to be around $2.13 billion. That's a jaw-dropping amount of money, isn't it? And get this. The cost for just one of these planes is nearly $1 billion. That's more money than most of us could ever dream of having. The United States Army currently owns a fleet of 20 B-2 Spirit planes and plans to keep using them until 2031. The military clearly believes that the plane is worth every penny, but we can't help but wonder what else that money could have been used for. Maybe feeding the homeless or funding schools. It's hard to believe that one single plane could cost so much when so many other vital issues could benefit from that money. Number 2. The History Supreme, $4.2 billion. A yacht is a fancy boat that only wealthy people can afford. I'm talking about high-profile businessmen, sports stars, and famous celebrities. But let me tell you about the world's most expensive yacht, the History Supreme. And trust me, even those super rich people would think twice before buying it because it costs a crazy $4.2 billion. This yacht was designed by a guy named Stuart Hughes, who is known for making really, really fancy and expensive stuff. And get this, it took him 3 years to finish making it. So, what makes this yacht so expensive? Well, it's made out of solid gold and platinum. Everything from the dining area to the railings to the deck, and even the anchor is made out of these precious metals. And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, there are statues inside the yacht crafted from rare dinosaur bones. Can you imagine that? What a wild and extravagant thing to do. Number 1. ISS, $150 billion. Did you know that humans have created something super expensive? It's called the ISS, which is short for International Space Station. This fancy piece of machinery has been circling Earth since 1998. It has been used as a science lab for studying all sorts of things like weather, astrobiology, which means studying life in space, astronomy, which is the study of stars, and astrophysics, which is the study of the physical properties of the universe. As you can imagine, making and running something like this is no small feat. In fact, it's the most expensive man-made structure in the entire world. It's so expensive that it makes other things look like pocket change. The 5 top space agencies from America, Japan, Canada, Europe, and Russia all chip in to manage and fund the EISS project. They've spent nearly $150 billion on it. Can you even imagine how much money that is? This includes all sorts of things like research, development, engineering, manufacturing, and even launching 36 space flights to get the ISS up and running in orbit around Earth. That's a pretty big investment, wouldn't you say? So, there you have it. Which one of these things would you buy if you got a chance of getting a large sum of money? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up.